Okay.
Perhaps you've seen it, maybe in a dream, a murky, forgotten land.
Oh, afternoon, everyone. I'm going to do my Beast Calhoun build. For those of you who don't know what that is, which would be none of you, except maybe a friend or two of mine, it's a character I created, and he's based off of, he's the grandson of Paladin Leroy in my little story that I've created. I'll create a little background, but he, excuse me, he's a character I created. He uses a great sword, and
you will lose
and the
everything.
Throne Watcher's, or the Throne Defender's armor. He's, I also sometimes use the King's armor too, in Dark Souls 2. But anyway, we're going to do a playthrough, and we're going to do one playthrough with him and build him up, and then I'll probably do something else, and then we'll come back to him from time to time and get him up to a New Game Plus 2 eventually. So, over time. So, here we go.
Will have meaning, and you won't.
I haven't played on my played this on my PS4 in a long time. Have it on PC, but I haven't started streaming from my PC yet because I'm having issues with my my PC has some sort of virus that keeps popping up, and then it makes the PC just shut off when I start playing games. So I need to get that fixed first. But this will work. I reinstalled it, so it looks good on here. It's better on my PC, so that's it. Can't all be about looks, it's all about gameplay. Hello. Ah! Can't eat me today. Now the Beast Calhoun character, not only is he uses a great sword, he also is a paladin, which paladin is also a holy man. So he's like a warrior monk. So his real name is Leroy Calhoun. He's named after his grandfather. His father's name is Hamish Calhoun. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. Beast Calhoun. He's not a little guy either. He's pretty big and tough, and muscular. Yeah, I usually try to give him light brown, like a middle brown hair. Looks about right. Oh, gotta do his eye color. He's always got green eyes. Do we want to give him Incredible Hulk green? Don't make me angry. You will like me when I'm angry. Or we'll just do... Yeah, I don't know. That's a little too... Let's see... And let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Healing wares, and then we're gonna make him a cleric. Looks good. He's ready for action.
All people come here for the same reason.
Put everything where it goes. There we go. The original version, you didn't have to break that down. You just walk up to it. Kind of grab it in the Scholar of the First Sin. It's a little different. To the head. I have played this game over 50 times. I've beat it over 50 times. I guess I've got some time into it. I've over 5,000 hours into all 5 Souls games. I don't really need a bolt stone. I'll take it. And we drop. shit. Okay. Knock some of this rust off, that's for sure. Played this in about 3 or 4 weeks. No biggie. If I wouldn't have rolled, I would have been fine. But I was thinking might jump too far to the left. But oh well. All right. There we go. And we can't get that door yet. There's a good one of the Estus shards. I always thought these two rocks here kind of look like a couple hands pulling you in. Like if you look at them from a certain angle, they look like hands. They look like fingers, but I don't know if it's just me or what, but yeah, it looks like these arms and these hands, like, and they're like, "Come on in, buddy," and yeah, they want your blood, and they'll get it for sure. All right. Whew. It's driving me nuts. Alright. Go collect all the little garbage around the shrine. Around Majula. Okay. Let's get this party started. Okay, strength. I'm gonna need a lot of dex first. Gotta get the, so I gotta use the, when I get the greatsword, I want to be able to use it, so. And the longbow. For stamina you need in this game, is stamina sucks. All the other 4 Souls games, stamina is not the same. Of course, this is the one game that was made by someone else, so same company, just different guy. It wasn't made by Miyazaki. He was kind of like a consultant, but he didn't have like direct he didn't have direct contact with it. So a lot of the stuff in this game isn't the same as the other games. I mean, a lot of the items and things like that are the same, but there's a lot of things that just aren't. Like the lore and everything is a lot different in this game than the others. But I like this game. I still like this game a lot, even though I would say Demon Souls is my favorite, followed by the first Dark Souls. But the only thing I don't like about Demon Souls is that it doesn't have a lot of variety as far as weapons and armors. You kind of, whatever armor you get, it's kind of the armor you use in the game. Except for, there are some that are different, but rust knocked off. This guy always freaking gets me first hit almost every time. Alright. Whee! Used to get an ash from him in the original version of the game. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm gonna run. I'll be back to fight all you guys when I go fight the old knight over there. What's his face? The Ornstein guy. Well, I can't even remember his damn name. Pull all the way to the right here. This is your trick. And then you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you run and then you move. And then it's over. Gotta run to the right though to get that. And you always think it's best to move to the right, because if you don't, sometimes he won't fall off. You don't want.
Are you from the
I just erased this character. This has been one of my. I've used this character in every game, and in every game he gets a little bit older. So in Demon Souls he was really young, and then Dark Souls 1 he's a little bit older, and then this game he's he's about 40-ish, and then when he gets to Bloodborne, he's starting to age a bit, and then in Dark Souls 3, I think I gave him gray hair, so that's kind of just the theme with the way I did the character up. So he just gets a little bit older every game. Damn, I gotta get my whatchamacallit built up. My agility. So I can get those frames. Ooh. Yeah, I've been playing The Last of Us. I just finished that last night, but this is the game that these are the games that I'm really, I feel natural playing. Even though I suck at PvP, I will say that. I'm not, it's not my, definitely not my thing at all, is PvP. I mean, I've done it, and I can win, and, you know, do okay, but I don't like doing it, so I don't really play very well, I guess, as well as I could. I just never find it to be that much fun. You know, people say they like it because it's always changing, but when I play it, I don't feel like, I just feel like everything is the same, just like 3-4 hits and someone's dead. And yeah, they'll do crazy things sometimes, but I don't know. Just for me, it just never feels. It never feels like anything different. Like every fight feels the same. But I don't know. Might just be me. I always like fighting I always like going in like New Game Plus, whatever, and fighting all the, you know, fighting the bosses, because they start to get really tough when they're in like New Game Plus 3, 4, 5, and you're fighting them, and their patterns are pretty much the same, but they hit like, you know, they hit like big rig trucks, and you're just like, man. Let's see. I like how every game this gets faster to do this. Dark Souls is the longest because you got to sit there and just. Demon Souls is kind of fast as long as you equip them. Before I forget to do that. All right. Yep, we're gonna level up. Let's see. Yeah, we need a little bit more endurance. Faith up. Attunement needs to go up. Everything just needs to go up. That's what she said. Alright, we can use the short bow, I believe. Let's go. Let's just get on up. This becomes a mimic in New Game Plus. Mimics can be real assholes. I will say in Dark Souls 3, I like how they made the mimics a lot tougher to fight, because in all the other games, in Dark Souls 1 and 2, mimics are no big deal. And you don't have chests at all in Demon Souls, so you don't have mimics. And then in Bloodborne, you don't have mimics either. It's easy to tell a mimic in this game. In Dark Souls 1 and 3, they have a chain. And if the chain is straight facing you, it's a mimic. If it's curved to the back, you know, curved and pointed to the back, it's not. In this game, if the chest has a latch on the front. Now, mind you, down in the I forget what it's called, but the vault with all the poison. There's one chest in there that has the it has a latch, but it's not a mimic. So it kind of throws you off. I think that was just a mistake by the developers. It wasn't actually meant to be. Throwing knives. Throwing knives are great early on in this game. There you hit me. Ooh, look at that. I ought to put some pants on, huh? All I'm wearing is this robe. I don't have anything, you know, decent to wear. No. So what's my weight? 39.9. I'm worried about that. Over the summer, I did a no death run on my PC with this game. Took me 4 tries, I think, of actually concentrating. You got to play differently when you do a no death run. Can't just, you got to be a lot more careful, and you don't take chances that you normally would just take. You don't care if you die. But you get a special ring in this game. If you do it, you get a ring that makes your left weapon invisible. Which is pretty cool. Die! Alright. Get that last one. Couple more over there, but I'll get them in a minute. There's an item over there, and it's a pain in the ass if you don't jump perfectly. And I hate having to deal with it because I always end up missing by... And it's just 10 throwing knives, so it's not even like a big prize to get. So... I usually don't get it on my first try, so sometimes I don't even bother with it. I'll have to get him later. Yoink. Down we go. Alright, we killed them all. A little more defense. Bolts. Try to get you right there. Watch out for that wall and get in the way. Damn. Sure didn't expect that. Oh well. Got the buckler, which I never ever use. Even though it's a great parry shield. Alright, buy the key. Fire bombs. Actually, some more fire bombs. They always come in handy. Every Souls game, fire bombs come in handy when you start the game. Damn it. Oh, I can't believe it. I missed. And this you gotta run back up. You can't just restart the game. You just to get the crystal lizards to come back. Come back over here. Can't remember if I got the chest. Nope. Knew I was forgetting something. That repair powder always comes in handy in the beginning of the game. Okay. I can't remember how to do that. It's alright. Ooh, here we go. Ah! Alright. Whoa. Expect you to be there. Boy, everybody wants a piece of me, don't they? It's popular this time of year. Whew. There's some of that rust that I was talking about. All right. Funny how when you play this game so much, you start to just play on kind of like instinct more than actually thinking about anything.
What? It was... In I... Wait. What? Oh, no. I'll be... Perhaps we will...
Time to take my drugs. Oh boy. Yep, 12. I think it's 16 for the longbow. Dexterity, I believe. Let's go get the shard and stuff. In the house. They call it a mansion, but I wouldn't call that quite a mansion. trucking right along now. Ugh. Hold on a sec, there's someone banging on the door. Okay, I'm back. Oh, I'm playing like crap now. Don't do like crap, Jason. Crap. I knew that was going to happen. My rhythm is all off. Okay. Fuck that up. I suck at the timing on that, too. Okay. Need to upgrade. I don't want to upgrade anything yet. Go get the... We'll go clear out the forest of the fallen giants first. Shit. So I pick up the bow, but I didn't bother to get any arrows. Okay. I better go back. I knew I was missing. I knew I needed something from the blacksmith, and yeah, it was arrows. So like a dipshit.
I'll be around.
I'll be around if you want me to yell at you. Okay. Surprised people are still doing co-op on here, because I mean, I know the Souls games have a lot of longevity, but Demon Souls is still online until February. They're finally going to take it off, take the servers down, finally, after almost 10 years. That'll be about 10 years in there. It'll be about 10 years in, blah, blah, blah. It'll be about 10 years in February since the Japanese release. Oh, man. See that crap? Shit. Oh. I don't know why I'm playing so terribly. I better just stop it right now. Stop sucking, Jason. Okay. There we go. There we go. Wow, look at you. There we go. That's how you do it. Whee. I have to get out of scrub mode, or I'll never get my wings. Okay, let's get a better quality and better looking shield. All right. We got it now. Probably the most useful ring in the game. Oh, I probably didn't think that was good, but it did. All right. I need to get a sword. I'm thinking I'm gonna get the bastard sword up here pretty quick. That's what I'm thinking.
Hello there. Well, oh, thank you. Nice.
Not the biggest fan of this area. It's just got. I've played it like 8 million times. Kind of got to go through it, finish it. We don't fight them till later. Not like it's going to be a fight when we do. See if we can make the jump. I usually can't. Oh, made it real good. Yeah, I make it all the time. Yeah, no biggie. And here's the nice version of that ugly ass helmet that they're all wearing. That one. Or not that one, but the... Yeah, it's the nice version of this helmet. See, that's the dirty version. And then that's the clean version. And they both suck. Unless you want to be a conquistador. Just fun to play with the crossbow and use up all the bolts, because I'm not a big crossbow guy. But it's fun to just kind of use up the few wooden bolts I get. Getting ready to go fight Mr. Giant Boss. One of the easiest bosses ever. Alrighty. Here we go. Pick up the fire arrows. Those will come in handy when we want to blow something up. Alright, let's go kick his ass. Hop off. Fun to get him to fall on you. Oh, unless he does that. Gotcha. Every once in a while, when you take that guy right there, who actually walks off this platform, he'll be up here. And I remember the first time I saw him, I was like, "The hell did he get up here?" And that's how. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna use the bastard sword for a while after I go get it.
Is that a shark? Hate to see luck. However,
Okay. Let's see, old Beast Calhoun, he's going to need more endurance than that. Start getting adaptability built up. Let's see. Give him more, more dexterity. I need to start buying some better armor for him, too. Wow. Need it over there for I like to light up down there. Down there it's too dark for my poor messed up eyes. Kind of a useless ring. It's supposed to regenerate your health, but doesn't really do much of anything. I mean, I guess it technically regenerates your health, but very, very slowly. Best restoration ring in any Souls game is the one in Demon Souls. Use that with the Adjudicator Shield. Oh, you're set. Set like a turbo vet, I'll tell you. Then if you use some regeneration spell, I forget what it's called, but yeah, use that. Oh man, you never die. You just sit there and just regenerate all day. That's what she said. I don't know if that doesn't make any sense. It's alright. Doesn't have to. Damn it. Come on, Mr. Skeleton. Look at him, he's just swinging at stuff. Yeah. It's dark and spooky down here. I don't think they want to be my friends. Oh well. I'll have to get over it. Okay. Sweet. Come on, man, let's get on over here. I'm not chasing you down. Woohoo! Got it. Alright, let's go get that, let's go get that damn bastard sword up top. Alright. We'll get lucky and we'll hit some of these, oh shit. Ah. Got him. Still alive. Woo. Got the whip, bastard sword, and that's I don't have the stats for the bastard sword yet. Well, I can two-hand it. I'm gonna wait till I get to the bonfire here. Won't be much longer using the mace. I'm not the biggest mace fan, but trick with this is you light the bonfire. Okay, if this spirit armor dentist kills you, you can just respawn here and then go fight him. Oh, you're so tough. Come on, spell boy. Come on, Mr. Fancy Pants. Shit. Oh, in your face. Goodbye. Woo. See if he gave us, yep, we got one. All right. Got a seed of a tree of giants. Go level up. Start working on getting our bastard sword leveled up. Alright. Let's do it. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I forgot to pick up the hunter set. I'll have to go back and get it. It's alright. Let's level up our strength. I guess it won't go up once. Let's do it. Forgetting stuff. Definitely putting these pants on. and these gloves. Because, actually, you know what? I hate wearing those damn robes. Let's see. Yeah, that's what we want right there. Time to fight the come on up here. We're gonna go fight the fight the boss up there. God, I can't remember his name. My brain is like one of those days. I'm having one of those old person moments. Yeah. Oh, what a jerk. Come on. Oh, he's got his feelings hurt. Let's go. Oh. Come on. Come on. Is that all you got? Oh, you missed again. Come on. Woo! Oops, forgot about you, didn't I? Oh. Oh. I just pulled a jump in where I forgot my enemies were there. That's what he does. And he's like, oh my god! But, yeah. I messed up. Okay. Trying to read the lore on the ring. Ring of Blades for the Mad Knight of Aiken. Elkin's weapon of choice of pistols. Malcolm and Ben long ago flourished on these very grounds. They're both founded by the same man, but reduced to rivalry and spite. Cool. Later, dudes. Yeah, it looks like the same head that almost rolls and kills me later in the game. Wow, he really wants me, doesn't he? Jeez. anger issues. Crescent sickle. I never used that weapon. It always looks kind of stupid. He's fighting somebody. Oh, let's go head back, level up, and we'll come back and we'll open up the the other blacksmith. I think his name's McDuff. I can't remember. It's crazy. Crazy like a fox. Sorry, Pursuer, I'm using your soul. I don't like your weapons. Wouldn't mind your armor. But, yeah.
To see light. How?
Let's see. Good, got that up to 20. Use the rest to upgrade the bastard sword, which we can now use without having to two-hand it, even though I'll be doing a lot of two-handing it. That's what she said. Let's see. Level 4, I'll take that. I'll take that any day of the week, twice on Sunday. Not that Sunday really matters, but... Alright, let's go open up the blacksmith. Should be doing like, our attack should be about 360? 350? About around 300, let's see. See if I'm right. 270. Ah, well. That's right, I need to get up to like +6 or something. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, 270 will work for now. We are doing all right. This thing has a great fucking move. Ah, I fucked that up. Hey, what are you still doing alive? This is the bastard sword. The other sword that's comparable to it is the claymore. These two swords are about the same level of. It's a good sword though. Great move set, and it's a good early game sword if you want to do like a great sword build. There we go. Drain Leg Sword's a good sword too, but you need a lot of I think you need a lot of oh, brain spark, dexterity to use it, if I remember correctly. So it all depends what kind of build you're doing, but yeah, Drain Leg Sword, I think it needs like 25 dexterity, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and Twinkling Titanite, which you don't get a lot of Twinkling Titanite early on in the game. So that's kind of a pain. The Drain Lake set looks really good, except I don't like the helmet so much. But the Drain Lake set is great because, but it's real heavy. Drain Lake set's real heavy. So it's not the best set to use early game. And then the Drain Lake Shield is good early game because you find it real quick.
I can see
But
where they come from, yet don't hesitate to
I
call.
usually don't need it. I mean, I played through this game. I beat this game over 50 times and started countless other games, so I can just kind of, you know, I don't really need like a really great shield early game like I used to. The helmet's weird. It's got a, what do I want to say? The helmet's got a, it's like a, well, the mask is, I don't know, it's kind of like this gated mask, I guess you'd call it. It looks like the front of a cage. It's not the worst mask, but it's not the best mask either, I guess you could say. I don't know, it doesn't, I guess to me it just kind of doesn't fit the rest of the set, is what I'm saying. I mean, you might like it, but you know how sometimes they just, it doesn't seem like it goes with the set. Like the Falcon set has the worst helmet in the, you know, when I first played the game, that's the first set I tried. And the set was, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to get the helmet. And then I did. And I was like, oh man, this helmet fucking sucks. It's got this big giant feather. And I'm just like, what were they thinking with this? But yeah, the Drangleic isn't as bad. I mean, it's not the best helmet, but you have to go through a lot of crap to get it. You gotta, you have to, it has to do with when you fight the king, oh god, I forget his name. Anyway, the giant king, I think that's his name. You have to fight him, and you have to take the summon of the not Benhart, but the other summon, and he has to live through the fight. And then you go and you find him, and yeah. Yeah, you get it on the memories, exactly. And it's a pain in the butt to get, because they always run ahead and get killed. Yeah, Drummond, that's right. But then you meet Drummond while he's dying and he gives you the helmet. So, I never remember the names for some reason. And I've played this game so much. I remember where every little thing is, but I just forget. I forget all those little details, so.
Right.
Ah, shit. Like this thing in the game, you used to get this ember, like, used to pick up this ember in, what's it called? You have to summon him for that boss fight, in the memories, to fight the King Giant. I forget his name, the Old King or whatever he's called, Old King Giant. Yeah, you get it in Iron Keep, but in this you get it, they give it to you right away. Yeah, on the old version of the game, exactly. There we go. Let's see. Alright, got that up to +6. Let's see. 1, 2. Let's buy some more arrows. 20, I need more than that. Let's see. And I don't have any stuff. Oh, it's alright, I guess I've got just what I've got. Well, let's go fight some pirates then. Arr, matey. But yeah, the PS3 versions, it's good. It's just different, like, because they move a lot of the stuff around, and but they leave a lot of stuff the same. It's fun to play the Scholar, the First Sin version. It's just one of those games where you know you just get a. It's just cool to get the other version too. But. Right in the nuts. Let's see. Never see what I'm doing. Yeah, it is a more complete version. But they changed a lot of stuff. Like the DLC is done differently, to where you got to actually find the items. And in the PS3 version, because it came out as you were playing the game, after you had already beat the game, usually, you ended up getting it in a whole different. They just gave you the item as opposed to the in the PS4 version. You actually had to go find them in the world, and they placed them around. It's pretty cool. Forlorn are a pain in the ass. I'm going to tell you that right now. They are not fun to fight. As much as I wish I could say they were, they're just, I don't know, they're one of these enemies where they're just not that fun to fight. You do have more NPC summons. I mean, you can definitely play the game without it. I usually don't play online at all. I mean, I'm online now because I'm streaming, but I usually never play this game online. And if I summon anybody, I summon the NPCs, because they give you so many. Some bosses you can. There's some bosses that'll, you try to tank them and they'll whoop you, like the Fume Knight. He's one of those that doesn't screw around. He's fun to fight though if once you learn his patterns, he's pretty fun to fight. Yeah, co-op is always great. I was co-oping back in Demon Souls, and it was a lot of fun. Especially when you fought like the whatchamacallit demon. God, what is his name? The fire one. God, my brain. I can't remember anybody's name today. But yeah, you fight him, and just before the demon god, and yeah, he was always fun to do co-op. You didn't feel like cheesing him with the arrow or the magic technique. No, I'm talking about Demon Souls, not Dark Souls 2. There's a fire, like he's literally made out of fire. And you actually use his soul is actually used so you can start making boss weapons, and you give it to one of the blacksmiths. Yeah, and when he gets to the end of the fight, he starts like really laying it on thick, like really throwing like attacks at you, and it's really hard. Like he like really just like he's relentless. But he's fun. He's challenging. And the mechanics don't, in Demon Souls, they aren't as smooth as in the later games. But they're smooth enough. They work well enough. Yeah, Demon Souls is a really good game. Oh yeah. I'd also, if I were you, I'd pick it up before it goes offline in February. I don't know if they're going to remaster or not. They haven't said. If they say they're going to remaster it, I'd get it later. But for if you get like PS4. But yeah, Demon Souls is. But if they don't, if they're not going to do it, and they're just not just going to get rid of it, just play it anyway and just really get good at it. It also has like a world tendency mechanic where things happen after so many times you die if you're in human form. Makes it a lot more challenging, and and the worse you are at the game, the harder it gets. That's what's funny about Demon Souls. It's not a forgiving game at all. God, I can't see a thing. Yeah, there is nothing forgiving about Demon Souls. Except that if you play Magic, you're super overpowered. That's the one thing. It's fun to do a Magic build in it. If you just want to, like, after you... But I never recommend people just do that just to start, because the thing is, when you play these games, you want to play them right the first time. And then you can do all the little tricks after, you get used to everything. There's the weapon we'll be using in the game, but just not yet. If you ever speed run, you can shoot this with an arrow from way down there. That's also another way to do it. For anybody who wants to speed run this game, or not have to go through what I'm doing now. Oh, I forgot to grab the fire arrows. Alright, crap. Gavilan wheel, Gavilan deal. Scholar of the First Sin, my favorite boss. Oh. Probably the Fume Knight. I had a lot of fun always fighting the Fume Knight. And I had the best co-op fighting the Fume Knight. My favorite boss in Dark Souls 1 is the Gaping Dragon. I just have a lot of fun beating that boss. That's the Fume Knight's job. kick your ass. But yeah, I really enjoy the Gaping Dragon in Dark Souls 1. Favorite boss. My favorite boss in Demon Souls is the Tower Knight. I think he's just... And none of these are necessarily hard, like Fume Knight is, but the others, they aren't really hard bosses, they're just fun to fight, I think.
Who are you?
Funny.
Gavlan. Gav what? With Gav.
Let's see. Most of this stuff. Yeah, there's a I beat him every time I play. There's a trick to it. You have to run around the room and you keep healing. I beat him in New Game Plus 4 solo. And the trick is you have to run around the room and you just keep running around the room in a pattern, and then you keep healing, and then you turn around and you hit him or something, like, you know, you hit him, and then you keep going, and you have to keep doing it. It's a pain. And then when you get to the last one, which is usually the Havel clone, and then you go ahead and then you can go ahead and get in there and finish them off. But that's the trick. I'll keep that. I might need the lightning. Yeah, I gotta upgrade my whatchamacallit. Yeah, the run around the room strategy is what I always use, and it works really good for me. Works really well. No, don't get the NPCs for that one. Because what happens is they get more health and they're just more of a pain to fight. You're better off just doing the running technique and like that one. Because the problem is with a lot of these NPCs that they put in, like when you fight the blue smelter demon, that fight, when you get the NPCs, they don't really do much to help you. Same thing with in the just before the whatchamacallit, a dragon, oh god, the slumbering dragon. No, yeah, that's slumbering dragon. The one with the spear through his body. He's when you fight her. The NPCs are only good for distracting. They aren't really good for helping. Like, they do, like, no damage. And that's what sucks. Coming? The second smelter demon isn't hard. Yeah, the slumbering dragon. Yeah, sleeping dragon. I think it's called the slumbering dragon. But yeah, the blue smelter demon's not hard if you know how to do it. If you can, he's real easy to time. It's just getting up to him is a pain, because every single. Because you have to go through all the doors, and it's just a pain, and there's just so many tough enemies on the way. Everybody's throwing crap at you. But when you actually fight him, he's not really a big deal. As long as you read his patterns, he can get you, but with a little bit of, it's just like everything in Dark Souls, you get a little bit of practice and you're fine. Yeah, once you practice and once you learn the patterns, I mean, there's people that can play and they, you ever watch like Ray Dimitri? He does like, he reads like patterns like nobody's business. It makes him look like he's really good, which he is, but it makes him look, and he also overpowers all of his characters, but, oh, excuse me, he's also really good at reading the patterns of everything, which helps. Because even if you're, you know, overpowered like he is, reading the patterns is what you got to be able to, excuse me, what you have to be able to do. Yeah, those hexers are a pain in the ass, is what they are. But once you learn the pattern of the smelter demon's patterns, and then you got to make sure you don't get too close to them for too long when they get in fire mode. Yeah, I usually use summons to just distract the boss. That's the main reason. Or if I want to get certain gear later, you gotta, you know, in this game you gotta use them. So, like Lucatil has to live. I'm playing on PS4. I usually do play this on my PC, but I'm having a virus that keeps popping up on it, and every time I try to play on my PC, it shuts my computer down, and then I have to run the repair program. So I decided just to go ahead, and I've been just streaming on my PS4 for now. I had to reinstall this because I haven't played this on PS4 in a long time. Yeah, it shuts. It's like I went to play this last night before bed for a little bit just to kind of knock the rust off because I was going to start the stream today, and it shut it off again. And I was like, yeah, I think this is need to get this fixed first before I start streaming with it. But yeah, I don't think it's actually the virus that's shutting my computer down. I think my computer's shutting down because of the virus. That's what's happening. This is better than the. I'd say that you think that the PS4 version's better, but I have the PS3, the original PS3 version. I got that with the statue and everything. I got the collector's edition, and then I ended up getting. I got all the DLC on that, and then when they did Scholar of the First Sin, I had a PS4 at the time, so I just grabbed it. I didn't go and buy it for the PS3. So I haven't played it. But I will say that I mean, obviously the graphics are going to be better on the PS4, which is always nice. Even though I'm an old school gamer and my eyes are going out as I get older, so the graphics are great. I can't really see them as well as I used to be able to. So, and I also grew up, with the Nintendo, so I don't mind graphics aren't that big a deal to me. Oh wow. Yeah, the first Souls game I ever beat was Demon's, actually Dark Souls, but the first one I ever played was Demon's Souls. Well, I'm 41, so we're probably close enough. 34, huh? Yeah, I'm 41, so I had a 2600 as a kid. Used to play bowling with my mom on the 2600 every night before bed. My mom and dad loved bowling, so yeah, so we used to play the bowling game, and it was terrible. It was nothing like real bowling, but it was fun all the same. 2600 was a great system for the time. Nowadays, of course, it's, you know, I think it's more primitive than a dinosaur. But I don't mind. Let's see, I don't need this boss soul. I don't really need any boss souls for this playthrough. I never noticed, I never thought about that. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever play the PS3 version again, so I may never notice. One time I go on the only time I play Souls on my PS3 anymore is when I play Demon Souls, because I have Dark Souls 1 and 2 on the PC. The NES was cool. It's funny. I remember. Here's a funny old guy story. When I was a kid, I used to go to my cousin's. He lived in Colton, California, and I lived in Fontana, California. And I go to my cousin's to his apartment, and he says, "Oh man, you gotta try." He's like, "We gotta go to the Circle K." We used to go to the Circle K and get snacks, you know, when you're kids. And he says, "Oh man, we gotta go to the Circle K. They have this new game. It's the best game ever. It's called Super Mario Brothers." And I'm like, "What's Super Mario Brothers?" Right? And yeah, I went and found out. And then we go up there. My cousin, he gets on there and he beats the first level on the arcade for Super Mario Brothers, and he thinks he's real hot shit too when he does it. But yeah, that was. And when I saw those graphics, I was thinking, man. And then, or actually, I saw it and I was like really impressed, because back then we didn't have like moving screens, like, you know, that was like a big deal back then. And and then I see commercials for the Nintendo Entertainment System, right? And then I'm like, oh man, the graphics can't get any better than this, because now they look like cartoons at the time. And then of course, you know, we all thought it was the best thing since sliced bread, but you know, now it's like, it's laughable compared to the graphics we have now, where everything, you know, we have stuff that looks like real people. And but yeah, it was just funny, because back then, man, we thought it was the most high-tech thing you could see when you saw it, because we were used to the Atari, where you couldn't even tell if it was a person. It was just a couple blocks on the screen. And then when that Nintendo came out, we were like, man, you can actually tell what they are. And then, you know, rest is history. Everything just got more advanced from there. But yeah, I thought that was the coolest thing. I was like, there's no way they can do better than this. I always tell this story is when I had the when I was in 3rd grade, they told us about this new thing called a CD-ROM. They're like, it can hold a whole encyclopedia set in it, all this information. And we're like, wow. And the funny thing was, I had an actual encyclopedia set. And I actually did have to, you know, go and I had like, oh God, my encyclopedia set probably had like 30 books in it. And it was never updated, of course, because, you know, encyclopedias. Fuck. Shit. I knew that was gonna get me. Fucked that up, didn't I? Yeah, I did save it from the crash. The whole Nintendo Entertainment System did. Yeah, encyclopedias sucked, man. You have to sit there and you look stuff up and to update them. I remember my parents paid like $1,000 or something for that set, or some ridiculous price. I don't know how much they paid. It was ridiculous. It wasn't worth it. We used those things for years. I remember we got our first computer back in '89. It was a IBM compatible. Shit. I better pay attention to what I'm doing, huh? It was IBM compatible. It was a oh god, I can't remember. Yeah, it was DOS. Oh yeah, for sure. It was a 3. They had like 3 and 4 with the numbers. I can't remember what exactly. It's been a while since I thought about it. But I remember it had a 40 megabyte hard drive, and I upgraded to 2 megs of RAM, and it was a great system. It was great for years. I used to play all my Sierra Online games as a kid, which everybody played back then. And yeah, it was hot shit back then. We used to have Tetris and everything. I played Tetris on that. I remember my mom had to buy an this operating system that I can't remember what it was called, but it was $150, and she's like, "How much?" My parents paid $1,000 for that computer. Oh yeah, I played King's Quest, Leisure Suit Larry, Space Quest. Played all that stuff. Still have, oh shit, I guess. I still have, I still have King's Quest 4 in the box. And then we had the floppy disk, the actual floppy disk, the big ones. I never played Police Quest, but that's the one quest I always played Space Quest and Leisure Suit Larry. I played a lot of King's Quest. A lot of Leisure Suit Larry. Yeah, Space Quest was awesome. Roger Wilco. But yeah, we had like the big floppy disks. Yeah, the 5 1/4 floppies. That's right. We had those, and then we also had and then the games would always come with the big floppies, and then the little floppies too. We called those the hard disks back then. But now that's what they call floppies, which is funny. It's really not an actual. It's not what the floppies were back then. I played Oregon Trail when I was like at school once. I never owned it. I remember playing it in yeah, don't copy that floppy. God, all the stuff I forget. And it's funny because back then when you used computers, you had to actually know what you were doing. You had to actually memorize commands and type them in. Yeah, I played it at school and in the computer room, and they showed us this new thing called a mouse. Yeah, I never owned it. I guess they have a new version of it they just did, which is like, I have no desire to play it, to be honest. Yeah, it was always just something backslash, something backslash. It always depended what it was, you know. CD backslash to change directory. I remember that one because you had to use that one for everything. So you could access files. I remember in high school, I was like the only kid that knew how to do all that. I had it all remembered, and I remember in high school computer class, they and we're talking like 1992, 93, and I graduated in 94. And I remember we had huh, really, that's cool. And I remember they would take what was it? They would take like Minecraft and Solitaire out of all the computers. And of course, I'd bring them from home. I copy them and I bring them and I put them in everyone's computers for all the other kids. And used to piss the computer teacher off. And they used to try to lock me out and stuff. And I always knew how to like go the back route with DOS commands. It was funny. I was a little asshole. But I don't know what I'm doing. What am I hitting? But I used to you know the company Westwood Studios? That was across the street. They made like the Dune games, and I think they made Command and Conquer. I think. I know they did the Dune series, or they did like the second and third Dune game. I don't think they did the first one, but they were owned by. They were eventually bought out by EA. Their building was actually across the street from my high school in Las Vegas when I lived in Las Vegas, and I didn't, at the time I never thought anything about it because I wasn't really playing video games much in high school, and the video games I did play, I wasn't like into like the companies or anything. And but yeah, the building was like right across the street from my high school. I went to Cimarron Memorial in Las Vegas because we moved there when I was like in 11th grade. And all my friends now, all my friends that are, they're all older, they're all around my age, but they had all, they knew guys from there. They were like friends with some of the guys that worked at Westwood. Because all my friends are artists, so they're all comic book artists. Oh, do I need anything? Yeah, Eye of the Beholder, that's right. For the Super Nintendo, right? If I remember correctly. But yeah, they knew a bunch of these guys, and or some of them. I knew a few. Oh, I wish I could grab a beer tonight. My daughter's coming over, so I have to be good. Oh shit. I didn't even know they spawned here. Oh my god. I hate these guys. Alright, come on, dick. Oh, I hate those guys. Assholes. Alright. We're gonna fight our way out. Ah. Alright. Up we go. Here's something they don't have in the old version. When you come up here, they come flying out and get pissed at you. Unless you've already killed them. Hello, Benny G. 2974. Oh, shit. Oh, man. What an asshole. Not you, Benny G. I mean, it's possible you're an asshole, but I don't know if you're an asshole yet. I mean, I'm kind of an asshole, but that guy was an asshole. Big old asshole. Woo! I need more arrows. This is driving me nuts. I'm not really looking for people to play with. I'm not real big on online stuff, to be honest. Sorry. Yeah, I actually, I'm getting back into it. I haven't been making them because of my health problems. I've been making them because of my health issues, and then also on top of that, my eyes are getting bad lately. I need new glasses, so I can do them, but I have to use like a magnifying glass. It's pretty sad. So yeah, I still make them, but it takes me longer to make them these days. But like I said, I need to get oh, my brain's farting. I need to get yeah, I'm still alive. I keep going, man. Thanks. I'm pretty tough. That's my one saving grace with a lot of this stuff. I'm a tough bastard. But yeah, I'm getting new glasses. As soon as my wife gets her tax return in March. So my glasses are like 150 to 200. So I've already had the eye exam and everything. And Medicare. It's funny. I'm on Medicare because I'm on disability. So Medicare covers. Medicare covers my. It'll cover my appointments. It covers surgery. So if I needed eye surgery, I'm covered. But it doesn't cover the glasses. So, I mean, there's that. So it's good I got at least that. At least, I mean, the $150 appointment from my eye doctor is covered. And then they were thinking I needed eye surgery because they found cataracts. But turns out I'm all right. It's just that. They found out that my cataracts had been there since I was a baby. Thank you, Bach Altglico. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've had 2 heart attacks. I'm 41. I've had 2 heart attacks. Shouldn't have had. I had the first one because I didn't take care of my cholesterol when I was in my 30s. And the other thing is I didn't. And the second one I shouldn't have had, but the doctors didn't tell me I had another artery that was messed up that was about to go after the first heart attack. So, but now everything's clean, and my cholesterol's at 172. And then I have Crohn's disease, and they put a colostomy in back in 2011. Yeah, because I had an abscess that was growing inside of me, and now because of the colostomy surgery, I've developed 2 really bad hernias, and it hurts to breathe when I walk around. So I'm a mess. It's just, you know. But like I said, I mean, I'm a pretty tough bastard. I'll keep going because it's just me. And the good thing is my glasses I have now, they're great for doing normal stuff, but I can't really do anything like... I will stay strong, thank you. But I can't really do anything like, you know, read small print or do, like, repro work is really small work. You know, you're doing a lot of... lock on. you know, you're doing a lot of you're working with those small boards, which isn't that big a deal. But I mean, like I said, I got the magnifying glass, so I can do it if I have to. Oh, he got me. I didn't think he was gonna get me. But like I said, in March I'll be able to start doing it more of on a full-time thing at that point. Once I get my new glasses. I love the poison in this game. It's so cool. But yeah, so I have these big old herds. But here's the beauty of everything. Oh, I didn't know they drop chunks. What are you talking about on the right? Talking about this over here? Which I never get. So the hidden area to the right here doesn't... There should be something else, like a big enemy. There's a, yeah, there's a ring. It's a ring. It's not a good ring. It's a Northern Ritual Band. Yeah, it's a ring. There's used to be enemies in this area. And, but in Scholar of the First Sin, they kind of changed it. But, in New Game Plus, they added all the enemies back. Oh yeah, there's also, a shield over here. Oops. Which I already grabbed. Duh. Which actually I'm going to equip because I really like this shield. There we go. Yeah, the PS3 version has all that. It has all those enemies. But yeah, you get different enemies in this version. Oh, that's right. There's a summon over there. And then the trick is you go to each one of these rooms. Take these guys out. There's 2 guys in this one. I believe there's a total of 4. There's no one in there. There's someone in here. Those guys are a pain because if you pull this lever, they will attack you. And yeah, that's the trick. Then, oh yeah, they get everybody the first playthrough. They still get me, and I'm an old veteran at this game. They still kick my ass. This shield looks really good in this higher resolution. It like has more, it actually looks like it's sticking out, even though when you go to an angle it's really not. Come on, Lucatiel. I'll use you and your buddy over here. The trick is you gotta move real fast, because when she gets over there, then she like blocks your way out of the door, and that's what I hate about some of these NPCs. Alright, and then if you go out too fast, they don't follow you. So you gotta kind of just sit here and wait. How's that beer, Charlie? I can't have any beer. My 13-year-old's coming at 7, which is in about an hour and a half. And I don't like drinking around my kids, so I still don't even drink around my 21-year-old. Oh man, that sword's got way too much reach. Crap. Yeah, I'm playing with shit right now. Can't even hit her. Get greedy. That's what they always tell me in Dark Souls school. Don't get greedy. And heal up. I actually have two. I have and my wife has a daughter, so there's actually 3 kids in my life. So my wife's daughter lives with us, and then my kids. Well, my youngest comes every. Big guy? Which big guy on PS3? Oh yeah. He's added to this game. That's right. But yeah, so yeah, and then I have my oldest, my 13-year-old comes every Friday night, and then during holidays and stuff. And then my 20-year-old, she'll be 21 on the 22nd of this month. She's she's too cool to hang out with me anyway. When they get to be a certain age. Yeah, Lucatiel you can summon. You can summon her like 4 times now. I think 4 times in the game you can summon her. And then you get her gear if she lives through 3 of the battles. Which her sword is really good. And when I used to do PvP, her sword is one of the what's it called? The Mira sword. She's great as a summon. She kicks so much ass. I don't even.
You have a map that isn't.
But yeah, my 20-year-old, she never comes to see me. When she wants something, she's always like, "Dad, can you buy me something?" And then I usually do because I'm a sucker for my kids. Adaptability, man. Ugh. Yeah, they're all that age. That's the thing. My 13-year-old's rolling her eyes at me. Because, she's 13 and snothead. But then, like, some days she gets, she's really nice and acts like a kid again. Like last week, like when she was little, I used to always, like when I was a kid, my favorite Christmas movie was Scrooge from 1970, the musical with Albert Finney. And I used to watch that thing all the time as a kid. And then as I got older, I watched. And of course, with my kids, I had them watch it. And my 13-year-old, when she was about 3, she just loved the movie. So we watched it every week throughout the year when she'd come see me. I had it on VHS and DVD. And now, I just have it downloaded to my computer. And last weekend, for some reason, she says, "Daddy." It's funny, she still calls me Daddy, but she calls her mom, Mom. Because I'm the nice, affectionate parent, and her mom's like the one that spanks her. Gets mad at her. So, you should go see it, Charlie, because it is the best version of Scrooge ever, in my opinion. And the music is like addictive. It's from 1970. Albert Finney, he was a young guy. He was the one that played in that movie Big Fish when he got older. But he was in this when he was young, but he played Scrooge. And then, of course, the younger version of himself is what he looked like at the time. But yeah, it's such a good version, and it's a musical. Yeah, it's better than Scrooged, but Scrooged is its own thing. It's not really a Christmas Carol; it's something different. But Scrooge is good in its own way, and then Scrooge is good in like more of a traditional way. I guess that'd be the best way to. My daughter loves Scrooged too, and so yeah, so I got her, and then she says last week, she says, "Daddy, I want to watch that with you." So we're watching it, and of course she falls asleep, and then she didn't know it, but I took a picture of her and posted it on Facebook. And if she ever finds out, she's gonna be mad at me. So, oh well, I don't care. I'm her dad. I get to do stuff like that. Because, you know, it's dad privilege, right? So, oh, let me see. We're going to, let's go this way. We can have, yep, I have 2 of them. Okay, yeah, we're good to go. Yeah, when you're the dad, you can do shit like that and get away with it. It's just like my oldest daughter, my 20-year-old, she's lesbian, she's gay, and she started that pronoun shit a few years ago when she was like 18. Yeah, the whole point of having kids is to embarrass them. Damn right. My parents did it to me. Make them mow the lawn. I wish I had a lawn for them to mow. They would. You know what? My wife would probably mow the lawn because she likes it. That pronoun shit, it's that shit that all these young millennials and shit are doing where they're like, I feel like I'm a boy, but I'm actually really technically a girl crap. And my daughter wanted me, because she's a girl, but she's a lesbian, so she's like, Dad, I feel more comfortable when people call me he instead of she. And I'm like, you know how dumb that is? And she's like, well, I don't know, I just wish you could do that. I said, you know what, I'm your dad, and I'm not doing that. If your little friends want to do that with you, that's fine, but I'm not. And, you know, about 6 months later, she was like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore, it's pretty dumb. And I think sometimes we need to tell our kids when they're being dumbasses, you know? Yeah, it's not even the trans people. Like, the trans people, at least they're trying to be. I mean, I'm just talking about people that, like, where it's, like, obviously a girl or a boy, and they're like, yeah, call me something else, or call me non-binary. What the fuck is non-binary? Doesn't even make any sense. And they're so worried about the label that they forget about the substance. And a lot of kids do it. And the funny thing is you know, and then it becomes like a liberal conservative thing. And there's nothing conservative about me. I'm a long-haired hippie liberal, legalize all drugs, don't tell me what to do. And, you know, I want to be able to get a prostitute and snort cocaine off of her ass, liberal. And marry 6 people if that's what I choose to do. But, you know, don't give me that pronoun shit. I have my limits too, you know. It's like, let's just not get ridiculous. But some people, they just, I don't know. And I think she just got it in her head to do it. And because other people were doing it, and yeah, I wouldn't do cocaine anyway, but I'm just saying I want to be allowed to do it. I think painkillers and cocaine, and they should have versions that you can actually buy off over the counter. It makes sense. It doesn't make any sense to, because it's still being done, and then because of it, we have this whole drug war that hasn't worked since the 70s. And then on top of that, we have crime in the street that's all based on drugs. And it's nonsense. Yeah, I used to be able to buy cocaine, or used to be able to get it in Coke. Original Coke. I found original Coke recipe, and you actually use coca leaves in it.
I'll take anything.
Yeah, you should be able to buy drugs over the counter. Maybe not like antibiotics and stuff, because that actually is a little bit different. But painkillers that people use for recreation, let them buy it. What do I care? If they die, they die. I sound like Drago. If he dies, he dies. But yeah, but that's the thing. You gotta let people, you gotta sometimes be stupid. You gotta let people be stupid. And if somebody wants to be a prostitute, that doesn't mean we just let every drug on the market and we regulate it and make sure it's not made with, you know, stuff that's gonna kill somebody, you know, no matter what. Like, you know, we don't want the shit made in a bathtub or something like that, something crazy, but, you know, make a lab-safe version of cocaine or meth or something. And maybe isn't as strong as what you get on the street, but you can still buy it. Yeah, fentanyl's some crazy shit. Yeah, hell yeah it is. That stuff's real dangerous. But yet people can't do marijuana of any kind? People aren't supposed to smoke it or eat it? Give me a fucking break. I've never even tried marijuana, and because I would never smoke anything. That's like my personal rule. But shit, I'm not gonna tell someone else they can't do it, but yeah, I'll give me some fucking brownies or something. I'm a happy camper. Yeah, well, here in California, it's here. It's in 2018. We're getting everyone. They're going to start issuing licenses. Ugh. I haven't heard of that stuff from Russia. I know they're going after the kratom now. Yeah, what was it? Thomas Jefferson used to sell hemp. That's what he did for a living. They used to use hemp for paper and stuff. All sorts of rope. And it's like it's not a big deal. Nobody's ever died from it, and it's ridiculous. It's just one of those things that's hard to control. Yeah, Washington did it too, didn't he? That's right. You know, the funny thing is, as liberal as I am, I still like guns. I had a doctor tell me once, this guy, one of the doctors, well, he was a fill-in doctor for my regular wound doctor. And he's like, well, can't you make this stuff called Dakins? It's like a medicine made, it's like a cleaner made with like bleach. And you actually cook it on your stovetop, or you can buy it, and it's a disinfectant, right? And I told him, I said, you know, I mostly have cast iron skillets, and I'm not putting bleach in my cast iron skillets. And I said, he's like, cast iron? Nobody uses that anymore. I said, yeah, some of us do. It's better. I like cast iron. It's more work to take care of cast iron, but I love it. So what I do is, I told him, I said, I'm not putting, you know, bleach in my cast iron skillets. I said, if we can't get it ordered through a pharmacy, I guess we'll just have to go another. Yeah, everybody should have a cast iron pan. It should be required in the United States. Cast iron's great for cooking pretty much anything. And cast iron's great because you can actually bake it. You can bake stuff in it, which is really cool. I don't want to go this way. I want to go over here. But the one thing people forget, I mean, the thing with cast iron is, you know, it's like, yeah, people don't use it like they used to, but it's, but here's my point. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate on not dying in this part. This part's kind of a pain. But here's the thing about cast iron, or here's the thing about this doctor, who I don't really like it when my doctor's out of town, and I know I have to see this guy on Monday, and he's kind of a pain. Yeah, the invisible guys are a pain in the ass. Literally, because they stab you, they backstab you. But, yeah, you can bake. I make, like, cornbread in my cast iron skillets. You just butter them up and put the cornbread stuff in them, and then you make cornbread. Yeah, I'm going back. I just have to, I'm going to get everything. Well, not every little thing, because this area I don't need everything. Definitely gonna get the ring and go see the Vengral's head. Vengral. But this doctor, I said to him, I said, yeah, I kind of like to cook. I like to cook in cast iron, and he's like, wow, and he just kind of couldn't believe it. And I said, and I also like to, you know, I watch, like, on YouTube. One of my favorite shows is Townsend's, which they do 18th century cooking from the 1700s. And I was like, yeah, I just like the way they used to cook things. I think it's cool. And I said, yeah, I said, you know, I'm pretty liberal, except that, you know, I like guns. And he's like, well, if you like guns, that's conservative. And I was like, I guess. And now he thinks I'm some sort of, you know, conservative, and because I like guns, but I'm like the biggest proponent for, like, background checks and universal health care. But, you know, you can't argue with some people. No matter what you say to them, they're just not gonna, you know, you just can't talk to some people. They just get certain things in their head about you. So I just don't worry about it.
Long ago.
No. There's not a bow here. Maybe in the original version, I can't remember, but no, not here. Yeah, I also think, you know, I would say that for guns, we should have licenses like cars. I think we should have to do safety classes and things. And, you know, my dad, he was a big gun guy. But the funny thing was, is he would never, like, label himself as a liberal, but when you talk to him, he wanted, like, health care for people and college, and he hated that the rich got to do whatever they wanted, and stuff like that. He hated that shit. He hated the rich. And he didn't like, he had to take painkillers, and he didn't like being told he had to, you know, he couldn't stand that he had to sit there and be hassled over his painkillers all the time. He hated that shit. And he used to tell me, he's like, you know, I don't want to be bothered with this stuff. And he's like, I don't care what other people do, just leave me alone. And in essence, he was actually pretty liberal. It's just that he really liked guns. Like me, I like guns too. I mean, I don't love them. I like them though. I own two. And one of them was actually my dad's when he passed. My sister, I haven't picked it up yet. It's in Nevada. I haven't had the money or time to get, well, I have the time, but I don't have the money to get out there. And, it's Scholar of the First Sin. Supposed to jump. Now jump! Ah! Get up. But yeah, I like I said, I think it would make more sense if we had like a licensing system. And then I also think that we need to oh, thank you. Yeah, they did add a lot of enemies to this version. But I just think that like I was saying, we need to get rid of the whole gun show loophole. I think that's important, because that's one of those things that we really don't need to have. I watched this whole documentary on this couple that was going around, and they were able to buy like a sniper rifle. And I'm thinking to myself, it's like a sniper rifle from a private party, and the guy says, yeah, I'm supposed to get your ID. And she's like, and she kept saying, oh, I left it in the car. When she go to like a gun show, and they're like, I'll trust you. It's like, you don't know what this is. It's dangerous. But you know, the thing is the gun shop procedure with those background checks is just fine. Those guys will actually, because she went into a place and she said, how many AR-15s do you have? And they're like 35, and she's like, I'd like to buy all of them. And they're like, no. He's like, I don't feel comfortable selling to you. And they kind of, it's a lot harder to buy a bunch of guns from a dealer, and then they do have to do the background check. Yeah, they just want the cash, exactly. And you know, and we're seeing, it's like, you know, I lived in Las Vegas for 16 years, and I have a lot of friends there. One of my friends, she works with, yeah, it's funny, 35 AR-15s, like, what am I going to do with that? And it's a problem because, you know, like, my friends who don't know anything about guns, they're thinking that AR-15s are these, you know, and I point out that some AR-15s look like hunting rifles, and they're pretty much, that's what you use them for. And they're like, we don't need semi-automatic, and I'm like, I have a 22 that's semi-automatic. It's not what you think. It depends on, you know, there's other things that you have to worry about, yeah, but it's not what you think, and it's usually just people just aren't educated on something, and then they start, you know, having an opinion that they probably shouldn't have yet till you do your homework. But yeah, guns are, you're right, they are a tool. They are not this evil thing, but the problem is, yeah, you get them in the wrong hands, and the regulation, in the Constitution, the regulation part of that amendment, of the Second Amendment's there, and we can use it, and there's nothing wrong with using it. There's nothing wrong with well, yeah, it's yeah, it's like, yeah, like when you see like a 45 or something, it's even a revolver that's double action is pretty much semi-automatic, you know, even though it's not technically. They are a gun. They are a strong bunch, and it's really hard to get any of it done. Yeah, they don't. And the thing is a lot of them really believe the shit they say. And that's even scarier, because a lot of it is bullshit. And it is true that if you get the guns out, even though I don't advocate for that, but if you do take the guns out of the equation, that gun violence will go down. Now, here's the thing, that the argument they always give is, well, you know, the criminals will still have the guns. It's like, criminals won't be able to afford guns on the black market, because when you take something out, that's why, you know, if marijuana was sold at every grocery store, it wouldn't be as much as it is. My friend in Vegas was telling me he goes to buy a candy bar, a marijuana candy bar,
Wonderful.
at a marijuana dispensary, and he says it's $50 is what it costs him for a candy bar. Now, if marijuana was sold in every grocery store in the whole state, it wouldn't be $50. But when you take it out of the market and it becomes a specialty item, especially an illegal specialty item like a gun, then it ends up costing a fortune. It's not going to be, you know, couple hundred bucks. It's going to be thousands of dollars. And it's not worth it at that point.
Nothing
58. I need
well, that's
to
decent.
pop another soul. That's a people forget.
You do have a tie.
And we saw it in Australia. They got rid of guns 20 years ago, and their gun violence dropped by 70%. And you can still own guns.
I'll be around if you ever.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what he was telling me, because he likes to get a candy bar sometime. He said he gets like 4 doses out of it. I don't know what they're going to charge here in California. Do you live in Colorado? Let's see.
Thank you.
Oh, that's right, Minnesota. That's right. My friend Nate is from Minnesota. He's all, hey there, Jason. He actually lives in Norway now with his wife and new baby. They're actually visiting. He's supposed to call me. Yeah, he's like, hey, how's it going there? But yeah, Nate's great. Where am I going? I'm going here. Right there. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. He and his roommate were both from Minnesota. They were friends from Minnesota. And they moved to Las Vegas. And yeah, it's funny because and these guys, man, all they did. These guys are great. They would drink all the time, like every day. I did about 10 years ago. I did a 5K with these guys. We did the Santa run in Las Vegas, where you dress up as Santa, and then you do a 5K, right? And you know, I trained for like 2 months, almost 6 weeks, 2 months. And let's see, I don't. Yeah, it's funny to listen to them talk because they sounded so much alike. And every once in a while they throw an A in there, like Canadians. They'd be like A. And but yeah, it's funny because these guys we went. They did the 5K with me, and they're really cool guys. And it's funny. I remember I had trained for like 6 to 8 weeks. I can't remember exactly. And we all decided to do the 5K, the Santa run. So I was like, I got up real early that morning, and I was eating like pasta to get my body get my body energized. Because, you know, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to jog the whole thing, but I was gonna try to, you know, do as good as I could, and I was gonna jog as much as I could. So I wanted as much energy, and I was trying to be as healthy as I could that day. Shit. I'm not going to get him. I missed. I'll have to get back. Get him. I'm going to come back here. So, it was funny because, so we get over there at like 7 in the morning. It starts at like 8. And they're like, oh, I need a beer. And I'm like, it's 7 in the morning, guys. So we end up finding a place that has and this is downtown Las Vegas, so there's alcohol everywhere. And I'm like, I don't want any. They're like, no, you got to drink. They're like, no, you got to drink with us. And I was like, all right. So I drink this. They get like a Bud Light or something, and it tastes like garbage. And because I can't stand light beer, but I don't think they liked it either. But it was just like we found a place, and that's what they got. And they were frozen. And then they're like, oh yeah, we need to get some 151. And I'm like, what? And I had never had 151 before. And I drank that shit. It tastes like gasoline going down my gullet. But yeah, I drank it, and yeah, Bud is just Budweiser's disgusting. I don't like it. I don't mind it when it's free, but otherwise I don't drink it otherwise unless it's free. You understand my meaning, right? You understand. If it's free, it all tastes good. Yeah, he's a great MP. There's a theory, a lore theory, that it's Iron Tarkus. But we don't know for sure. Yeah, free booze is the best booze. Someone brought me fucking Schlitz for free. I'd drink it. I'd hate every minute of it, but I'd drink it. But yeah, so after the run, we do the run, and I'm riding back with his roommate Nick, and then my buddy was gonna, you know, because we met him there, and he had to go. I think he had to go to work or something after the run. So because he worked with kids at the time, and he worked in like a group home as like a counselor, or something like that, where he stayed with them. It's a really cool job. And I think he had to go to work, or he had to pick up something at work. And so we go back to I ride back with Nick back to his house, and we get up to their housing track, right? And there's some guy in one of those "my dick is too small" trucks. Oh, how did a Tarkus become that? I'll tell you in one sec. The theory. So he starts, it's one of those dudes in one of those big ass trucks where he's like, yeah, my dick's really small and I got this big truck to prove it. And he starts yelling out. We get up to the gate, and they got a gate code, or you got a call or something. And he yells, and this person's just sitting there, and he yells. He's like, "You don't know how to fucking use it. Get out of the way." And I'm like, "You're gonna cause a fight." He's like, "I don't give a shit. I'll kick his ass." And it was just so funny because he had like no fear whatsoever, or even, I mean, it's not even like fear as much as it's like he did not care if he got into a fight. And I'm just like, I'm already kind of pooped out because I just did 3.1 mile 5K, and I just want to go home and take a nap, and I didn't get much sleep the night before. But you know, that's the kind of guy he was. Ah, shit. Here we go. These assholes. But that's just the kind of guys they were. And come on. These guys have a really good way of like getting out of the way. Yeah. I'm not summoning that person. Ah. Oh, it must be you. No, it can't be you because you play on the PS3. Crap. Not really non-canon, but it's just different. There we go. But anyway, the lore is this, because he calls himself Tark, so the theory is maybe he's Tarkus. Now here's the thing about Seath the Scaleless from the first game, is that Seath was doing experiments on different, he was doing a bunch of experiments, and the theory is that he experimented on Iron Tarkus, because we find Iron Tarkus's body in the, we find his armor, but we aren't really sure if, that was his body or not. So that's the theory. Yeah, the squid people, and then you find that the two maidens are sitting there when you kill those two to get those two spells. Yeah, because Seath the Scaleless was doing experiments. So the theory is that he was doing experiments on Tark and, the scorpion, what's-her-face, and that, yeah. Yeah, Seath was weird, though. He was always doing crazy stuff. That's the cool thing about his character. Let's see. Nope, she didn't go under. Oh, weird. Run, Forrest, run. Scorpion marital issues. It happens. Sometimes. My rust is starting to come off. I'm starting to actually not screw it up every time. Yeah, this area is I don't know. It's more of a in-between area and a Covenant area. Because when you go into where the rats are, there's more of oh, the mimic that used to be there. I think he had like a piece of armor, didn't he? Or no, he had that, was that hook, I think? If I remember correctly? It's like a hook weapon of some kind. I never used it. It was like the black hook, something like that.
I'll be around.
No, it's not there anymore. They moved that to somewhere else. Yeah, it was like some fist weapon, but it was like a hook or something. It wasn't very good. The gutter's kind of fun for me. I like the gutter. A lot of cool stuff in the gutter. A lot of hidden little things in the gutter. Oh, I gotta get my, yeah, I should have enough arrows. I gotta get my strength up so I can use my greatsword and my, not vigor, but vitality, whatever it's called, so I can carry heavier stuff, because the armor I get for this build, for my character here, Beast Calhoun. I don't know if you guys probably didn't see the beginning. I have a whole story on this guy. Yeah, vitality, let's see. They change it every game. Yeah, vitality, vigor is your health. Vitality is your... I like it back in Demon Souls and Dark Souls where it was your endurance. I don't know why I'm going. I don't need to go in there. I need to go over here. Yeah, those are never explained. They are weird.
Is that here to see, however?
Oh, I gotta get off here in a minute, because I have to go to the grocery store and stuff. I'm gonna be back on tomorrow, though. Probably be back on tomorrow around 5 Pacific time. Yeah, I'm gonna have to... I probably should get off now. see if, oh, I'm still too ahead. Let me see here. Barely. Need more stamina for this thing, though. I'm pretty good with the great swords, so. But yeah, I gotta get off. I gotta eat dinner, and then I gotta go. We have to go grocery shopping, and my daughter's coming over, so. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here, guys. I will be back. I'm looking at about 5 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow. If you guys want to come hang out, watch. So. Anyway, thanks for coming by and chatting. It was a lot of fun. It's always good when people come by and talk to me. Sometimes nobody comes talks to me, but it's all right. I just keep doing it. I figure eventually someone will show up, right? But anyway, guys, I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, or whenever I see you next. Plus, this is all going on my channel, so if you want to watch it there, too. Anyway, thanks. Bye.